Hi everyone, it's Paddy here from arithmetichub.com, thanking you for choosing this video, but reminding you that whilst this is one method to solve questions like this, it's not the only method. With that being said, let's explore this concept a little bit further. Hi everyone, so today we're going to have a look at short division, the dreaded short division. And we're going to have a look at this method, and we're going to have a look at how we can make it so that it's not quite so dreaded, because I know quite a lot of people see division like, ooh, no thanks. So let's have a little look at this. We've got 78 divided by 3, 354 divided by 6, and 879 divided by 8. Okay, so let's have a look at the method. The first thing says, set up your short division method. I'm going to show you how to do that in a second. Next it says, write out your first 5 multiples of what you are dividing by. So what I'm dividing by here is 3, what I'm dividing by here is 6, and what I'm dividing by here is 8. Okay, so it's this number here, the last number, the one number we're dividing by. This is the number that's being divided, this is the number that you are dividing by. Okay, so, and then the final part says, this is the sort of method, this is the crux of the method. How many lots of the number outside fit into the first digit? Then you put the lots on top, you carry any remainders, and then you move on to how many lots fit into the number in the next column, okay? So, I'm going to show you what that looks like, because it's easier to show that than it is to be able to sort of explain it in writing like that, okay? So let's look at this first one, 78 divided by 3, and let's put it into a short division method to start off with, okay? So I'm going to do 78, I'm going to divide it by 3 like that. So I've set up a short division method like that. The number, a number that is being divided goes on the inside, and the number you're divided by goes on the outside. The second part of the method says, write out your first 5 multiples of what you are dividing by. I'm dividing by 3 here, aren't I? So I'm going to write out the first 5 multiples of 3. Remember, we've looked at multiples as well before, so multiples are just the times table, aren't they? So the first 5 multiples of 3, I've got 3, 6, 9, 12, and 15. I may use more than that, but I'll come back to them if I do need them, okay? So, next it says, how many lots of the number outside fit into the first digit? So the number on the outside is 3, okay? And I'm going to look how many lots of 3 fit into 7. So, first things first, can I do it? Yes, I can do it because 3 is smaller than 7. So because 3 is smaller than 7, I know there are going to be some lots of 3 that are going to be able to fit into 7. So let's see where I can go up to. 3 would fit into 7, 6 would fit into 7, 9 wouldn't, 9's too big. So I've had to stop at 6, haven't I? So how many lots of 3 fit into 7? 1, 2. 2 whole lots fit into 7. But I've stopped at 6 and I had 7. So now what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to add one more on, aren't I? I'm going to have to count on from 6 where I've stopped to see what more I had to add to get to 7. I've stopped at 6, add 1 to get to 7, okay? So that means I've got 1 remainder, I've got 1 remaining. So what I would then have to do is I would have to carry it to the next column. So I carry my 1 to the next column. Let's just go over that again, shall we? So, how many lots of 3 fit into 7? 1, 2 whole lots of 3 fit into 7. So I put my 2 on the top. We stopped at 6 and we had 1 more. We had to add 1 more to get to 7. So that meant we had the remainder of 1. Because I had the remainder of 1, I've carried it here. Notice how it goes before the next digit. So now we've carried the 1, and similar to when we are adding and subtracting, now we've made this into 18. See how this looks like 18? We've got 1 10 and 8 1s. So now this is 18. So now what we're looking at is how many lots of 3 go into 18? Well, here I've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. I'm going to carry on writing down my 3's because I think we can go a little bit further with these. And there we go. Our next lot of 3 is going to be 18. So, how many lots of 3 can go into 18? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 lots of 3 can go into 18. And straight away I should be doing that eye test again, seeing, does this make sense? Is 3 smaller than 18? Yes. So 3 can definitely go into 18, okay? And I know that 3 times 6 is going to give me 18. So 6 lots of 3 are going to be 18. Brilliant. Let's have a little move on to this one here then, which is slightly harder. Okay? So, for this one, we've got 300, we're going to set up our short division method again. So we've got 354 in our short division method, and we are dividing by 6. So again, 6 goes on the outside because that's what we are dividing by. 354 goes on the inside because that's the number that's being divided. Our next step, write out your first 5 multiples of what you're dividing by. Well, I'm dividing by 6, aren't I? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write out my first 5 multiples of 6. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36. Conscious that I don't want to run out of space there. So, now let's have a look at this one. So, the first thing says, how many lots of the number outside fit into the first digit? And here's our first problem, isn't it? Because 6 is bigger than 3. So no lots of 6 are going to be able to fit into 3, because 3 would be before 6 over here, wouldn't it? 3 is not as big as 6. So what that means is no lots of 6 are going to be able to fit into 3. If no lots of 6 fit into 3, then what that means is we have a remainder of 3, because we've stopped at 0, and then what have we had to add to 0 to get to 3? Well, 1, 2, 3. So we've got 3 remaining. So what that means is we carry the 3. We carry the 3 to here. Okay, similar to what we've done here, similar again to when we've done addition and subtraction questions. We carry the 3 and see how it looks like 35. So it looks like we've got 3 10s and 5 1s. So now this has become 35. And now we would do the next step for this part 3 here. How many lots of 6 go into 35? Let's have a look, shall we? So 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36. Now, we can't go to 36 because 36 is too much. 36 is greater than 35. 36 is bigger than 35. So where we're going to have to stop is we're going to have to stop at 30. Again, quick test with the old eye test. Is 6 smaller than 35? Yes. So we know that a certain amount of lots are going to be able to go into it. And we've said, how many lots of 6 go into 35? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've stopped at 30 because we can't go to 36. So we've got 5 lots of 6 have gone into 35. We've stopped at 30. What do we have to add to 30 to get to 35? 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. So in total, we've added 5. So what that means is we need to carry 5. We've got 5 more to carry. And now what we would do is we would say, right, how many lots of 6 go into 54? Because if we've carried the 5, we've got 5 10s and 4 1s for 54. How many lots of 6 go into 54? Is 6 bigger than 54? No. So we know that 6 is going to be able to go into 54. Now at the moment, I've only got 6 lots of 6 written down over here. I don't need to stop there. What I can do is say, right, I need to carry on, because here I'm stopping at 36. I need to carry on to see if I can go any further. 42, still smaller than 54, so we carry on. 48, still smaller than 54, so we carry on. 54, and there we go. Now we have 54 in the 6 times tables again. So let's have a look and see how many lots of 6 go into 54. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 lots of 6 go into 54. So our answer here would be 59. Let's just fill this in the box up here. Our answer for this one was 26. Now let's move on to probably the most challenging of the questions, okay? So, I'm going to get rid of these 6 times tables. And let's have a look at this one. 879, and we're going to be dividing that by 8. Now, straight away, there were no remainders on these questions, which was really handy for us. I can immediately tell there's going to be a remainder here, because this is an odd number, and it's being divided by an even number, so there is going to be a remainder. But that's okay, we know how to deal with that, or we will do once we've got a little bit more confident with it, and we've had a little look at the video, and we've done a few examples. So, 879, and we're going to divide it by 8. Done the first step, we set up our short division method. Write out the first 5 multiples of what you're dividing by. So I'm going to do that next. 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, 56. Oh my word, I've gone well past 5 lots there, but that's okay. Sometimes you're going to need it, and if you carry on, it's good practice for you to do your 8 times tables, those kinds of things like that. You might need it, you might not. Let's have a look at this then. So, first thing I'm going to do, how many lots of the number outside fit into the first digit? Now, the number on the outside is 8, because that's what we're dividing by. The number on the inside of our short division method is 879, because that's what's being divided. We've got 8 on the outside, and our first digit here is 8. So how many lots of 8 fit into 8? Well, that's actually a lot more straightforward than it sounds. One lot of 8 is going to fit into 8, isn't it? Because our first lot of 8, our first multiple of 8 is 8. So one lot of 8 fits into 8. Brilliant, no problem, that's great. Now we don't have anything to carry over, we don't have anything that we need to carry because 8 went straight into 8 with nothing to carry over, okay? So now we're going to move into our next column. We're going to say how many lots of 8 go into 7. Now, 8 is larger than 7, 8 is a bigger number than 7, so 8 isn't going to be able to go into 7, is it? So what we're going to have to do is say 8 can't go into 7, 0 lots of 8 go into 7. What we're going to have to do is we're going to have to carry the 7. So now we've carried the 7, and now we've got 79. See how it looks like 7 tens and 9 ones. Okay? This is where it's come in handy that I've written out a few more of my 8 times tables, because now I'm looking to get to 79, to stop at 79 or before 79. Okay, so we're going to have to carry on with our 8 times tables, aren't we? 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, 56. 8 times 8 is 64. 9 times 8 is 72. 72 is still smaller than 79, so I'm going to carry on again until the number I get to is bigger than 79. Now it's 80. Now I can't go up to 80, can I? Because 80 is larger than 79, so I'm going to have to stop here at 72. So now I need to see how many lots of 8 go into 72. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 lots of 8 go into 72. But I didn't have 72, did I? I had 79. So what that means is I'm going to have a remainder. I stopped at 72. Now what I need to think of is what do I have to add to 72 where I've stopped to get to 79. So I've got 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79. So I've added 7 more on. So my remainder is going to be 7. So the answer to 879 divided by 8 is going to be 109, remainder 7. If you found this video useful, then I would massively appreciate you liking the video and subscribing to the channel. If you want to explore more methods or practice using the method we've looked at here, why not check out the teacher videos at arithmetichub.com. Arithmetic Hub has videos just like this on different methods, specifically targeting areas needed in Key Stage 2. There you can practice one particular skill or generate your own sets of calculations designed to challenge your understanding of all the topics covered in Years 3 to 6.